What's up, guys? If we haven't met yet, or if you've never seen me, any of my videos or anything before, I kind of took a long break from doing this kind of stuff. My name's Daniel, and it's a pleasure to meet you. And I like a lot of things. I'm kind of most known for gun stuff, but I like gun stuff, not crazy about it. I like the training side of it, the human performance side of it, but I like a very wide variety of things. And one of my favorite things on the planet is chainsaws, man. I love me some chainsaws. So I've got what I think is a really cool story about how I got this chainsaw, and I think it's a pretty good introduction to me. If you don't know who I am, I had like 200 new subscribers in the last week to this channel, and that's awesome. I appreciate you guys joining us. So this is my Stihl 500i chainsaw, and this will make more sense why I totally hopped it up. Not into cars, but I had to hop this chainsaw up because it's so awesome. I've got the bark box from West Coast Saw on this thing. Some felling dogs from West Coast Saw. Don't think those things just look freaking sick, man? That's just awesome. The big clutch cover. This thing is just ridiculous. It's got a 25-inch bar on it right now because we just got back. Last month we were in Tennessee doing tornado response. It's something that I do. My wife and I started a small little nonprofit. I say small, but we're growing. But we help people as much as we can. We have been in the game of disaster work for about 8 years now, I think it is. And with a few different organizations out there, we kind of got tired of all these organizations not giving us permission to do things that we should already be doing. So we started our own little thing. And one day, we were out helping this gentleman in Conway, Arkansas, after we had a bunch of straight line winds. And man, it took down some big trees. And I love cutting some big trees. I like it when they're down. I like making them fall down. It's a good time. But we were helping we worked all day long. Cleared a lot of work orders, got a lot of work done, had a crew helping us for a little bit, and then they all had to bounce. Not everybody. I love them. I'm not talking bad about our volunteers. They were awesome, just not everybody always wants to work as late as we do. They don't always want to work as long or as many days in a row as we do. So it was just me and my wife at the end of the day. We were wore out, and we had promised a friend of ours that we would go to her house and help her neighbor because she was kind of distraught about a tree that had fell down and could have caused some damage if it falls a little bit further. Anyway, we wanted to get that done, and we knew it was going to be a lot of work. But then we were in the back of this yard of this gentleman's house who we had just talked to him, and he was talking about, he's an older guy, 80-some years old, said he goes every day and he visits his wife who's in an old folks home and feeds her lunch because she can't feed herself. And he just takes care of his life. It's kind of what he does. He wakes up, does his thing. He's lonely all by himself. And turns out it was his birthday. So we found that out. So we had, when it was break time, we ran to Walmart and we got him a little cake and just came back and told him happy birthday. He thought that was the coolest thing ever. And gave him his little cake, and we started working on the backyard, and we got some stuff cleared out that we could handle. I didn't have this saw. I had, we had a small saw. Like the biggest saw I had probably had like a 16-inch bar and very low horsepower. And then like an echo climbing saw. We didn't have a whole lot. And there was all these little trees and little stuff that was down, and we cut all that up and drug it to the curb. But then we started getting into the big stuff, some big logs that I just couldn't cut in half, and it was just us. We couldn't drag them all to the curb. And I told my wife, I was like, look, I don't know how we're going to get this done. We just don't have the saws for it. We're both wore out. We've been working for days and then all day today. I'm not sure how we're going to get this done. And I was like, I think we're going to have to go tell him that we're just going to do what we can do and leave the rest for in case somebody else comes. And then we went to talk to him for a little bit and hang out with him, and we did for about 5 or 10 minutes. I just couldn't bring myself to tell him that we were going to bounce and leave him with a problem in his backyard. So I was like, look, I'll cut from both sides. We'll roll these things over. We'll do whatever we got to do. We'll burn a saw if we need to. I'm not leaving this man without his. I get a little emotional thinking about this right now because this is awesome. We're not leaving this man to where he's got to worry about this in his backyard. He's lonely. He's got so many things happening in his life. Even us coming around was kind of one of the best things that he said happened to him in a long time, this storm, and on his birthday. And as a second I told her, I was like, we're going to get this done. I was like, do you want to start with the saw and I'll start dragging, or do you want me to start cutting and you start dragging? I asked my wife that. The minute I got that out of my mouth, and she said she'll start dragging to the curb, these dudes in yellow shirts come around the corner. And if you know anything about the disaster response world, everybody wears a different shirt. So like I've got orange shirts. I've got my wife does too. I've got my son does too. From Samaritan's Purse, we've got gray shirts because we've worked in volunteer leadership and stuff for Team Rubicon for many years, still do. And it's a veteran-led disaster organization that we love. And there's our little organization. We wear red shirts. We've partnered with some other organizations that wear different color shirts. So yellow shirts are like the Southern Baptist Convention or Southern Baptist Men. And they came around the corner with like communication headsets on, a tractor's coming around with a grapple on it, and there's like 18 dudes in this backyard with these like monster saws, man. I've got a real pretty wife too. And like these guys came around with like 25-inch bars on their saws, screaming some like 660 Stihls, and like they had some big saws, man. They were awesome. And I was being seriously outdone on saws, and my wife saw that, and like I can't live like that, so I can't do it. So and I couldn't help this guy. So after this event, and it was a God thing, man. Like the second we decided we were going to stay and we were going to get this done no matter what, like help arrived, and it was like more than we needed. And I joked with my wife, I was like, man, we'll never get outdone with saws again. Like this isn't going to happen again. And we left the next day. We were trying to figure out what we were going to do with I got paid, and we were trying to figure out where we're going to get when we donate money, to people, to charities and different things, because we believe that we're supposed to be generous, extremely generous. And I was trying to figure out where we're going to put it, and I was like, man, let's go look at saws, right? Like we know we're going to use our stuff, and we did. And normally you're not supposed to, from what people tell me, I don't really buy into all this. So we spent that money that some people refer to as a tithe on this saw. And man, we got it, and I got an extra bar, and 2-in-1s, and everything we needed to make this thing run, to make it awesome, and everything else. And then later on, I bought the other stuff for it. But now that we have this saw, I've worked 3 disasters with it, and it's allowed me to say yes to many things that I wouldn't have been able to say yes to otherwise. It's got me into places where I wouldn't have been able to interact with the homeowner and talk to them and show them love and hang out with them had I rolled in there with some little saws. I'd just been like, hey, I can't really do this. We got to bounce somewhere else. But now I'm like, yeah, we can handle that. We can do it. Or if it's another team that I'm linking up with, like, hey, I bring something to the table that maybe they don't have a saw this size, depending on their organization. And it's just, this saw's been awesome. It's been a gift. And it's done a lot of good, and it just looks and sounds absolutely awesome. There is nothing more like manly, masculine than cranking up a big Stihl 500 odd chains. The thing's freaking fuel injected, man. Like, I love this saw. It's so awesome. There's still a couple more things that I don't need to do to it that I kind of want to, just for the heck of it. But I really need to spend my money on. I need a couple more saws. We need a couple of 261s, and I'd like to have a Stihl climbing saw, and maybe another little small new commercial grade, like a little more handy saw out there. Not sure exactly what size I would get for that. But I mean, I just want to tell you guys a story about this saw, and kind of what we do, and kind of what I'm all about, and what some things that we're gonna go over on this channel. So we're gonna put some fun stuff on this channel. I'm gonna have a good time, and I hope that you learn something in the process. I hope that I learned stuff from you, and I hope that we can help each other become better men, better fathers, better husbands, and all that good stuff out here hanging out in YouTube land. And that's what it's all about. So anybody got any comments, any questions, anything like that, hit me up. I'd like to be super accessible and just talk to people. I want to meet people and have a good time. I've missed interacting with a lot of my friends that I've met online through the years, through my podcast that I did for many years. And I'm looking forward to reconnecting with a lot of people out there, and with a kind of a wide variety of content that YouTube says you shouldn't do, but I don't care. That's who I am. I'm not going to really dig that much into a niche. If we don't get any more subscribers, that's all right. I'm gonna hang out with my friends that I got, and the people that want to come hang out with me. So if you hung out this long, you must be a freaking awesome fan, or a friend, viewer, subscriber, whatever. I really appreciate that. If something I said that resonated with you, hit that subscribe button, man. Join me again, and let's hang out some more. Let's start talking. If you're into the disaster stuff, our organization is called Team Whimsy. You can find it at teamwhimsy.org. And you know, we could always use some cash, some donations, some whatever, you know, any kind of support, love, prayer, support. Next time we go out to a deployment, we go somewhere, man, I'd love for you to show up and help us out. And we'll cut some trees down. I'll get this saw in your hand, man. You'll have a good time. If you've never ran a chainsaw, we'll get you on a chainsaw. We'll get you all PPE'd up and everything safe and all that good stuff. But man, it'll be awesome. So I'd love to see you guys out there. That's one of the things I wanted to do with this YouTube channel, is to help grow that organization. And not money-wise, but like with people. So I can say, hey, we're going over here to work this tornado. If you're in the area, come link up with us over here, and we're going to work today. And I just think that'll be absolutely fantastic, and you'll have a great experience, I promise. So I'll shut up now. I just want to tell you guys about my saw while I was out here cleaning it. I'm going to keep cleaning it, and I'm going to shut my mouth, and you're going to hit the subscribe button and the bell or whatever that thing is and all that good stuff so you can watch my next video. Thanks for watching.